In today's video, we tackle a sensitive yet crucial topic. It's a conversation that can save lives and provide hope in times of darkness. Today, we are addressing a heartbreakingly important topic: how parents and students can help in preventing suicide among teens. Let's open up a conversation and create a supportive community right here, right now. Today, we will explore all these because every year thousands of families worldwide are affected by the tragedy of teen suicide. It's a difficult subject, but ignoring it isn't an option. Today, let's learn together how to support the signs and what we can do to help. Signs to watch for: risk factors. Several factors increase the risk of suicidal thoughts or behaviors, including mental health disorders such as depression, anxiety, and other mood disorders, alcohol and substance use, impulsive behaviors, history of trauma or abuse, family history of suicide, previous suicide attempts, bullying in one person or online, witnessing or suffering violence or domestic abuse, financial instability that causes worry and insecurity. Warning signs. Not everyone exhibits the same signs that they are thinking about suicide, but these warning signs are cause for concern. Physical changes in appearance or hygiene, increase in alcohol or drug use, sudden drop in grades, social withdrawal, talking about suicide or preoccupation with death, risky or reckless behavior such as reckless driving or unsafe sex, self-harm behavior such as cutting, talking about feeling hopeless or having nothing to live for, researching suicide methods and acquiring weapons. Here are practical tips for parents. Listen even when your child is not talking. Keep in mind that even if your child is silent at first, actions may speak even more loudly than words. Watch for major changes in your child's sleep pattern, appetite, and social activities. Self-isolation. If your child is struggling more than usual with schoolwork, chores, and other responsibilities, these are additional signs you shouldn't ignore. Do not dismiss what you are saying as teenage writing or diary. If they say or write, "I want to die, I don't care anymore, nothing matters, I wonder how many people would come to my funeral, sometimes I wish I could just go to sleep and never wake up, everyone would be better off without me, you won't have to worry about me much longer." These words indicate an urgent need for help. Don't risk being wrong about this. Take every statement about suicide seriously. Respond with empathy and understanding. When your child talks or writes about suicide, you may feel shocked, hurt, or angry. Instead of reacting this way, "That's a ridiculous thing to say. You have a great life. Why would you end it? You don't mean that. I can't believe what I am hearing." Manage your own feelings so you can respond with empathy. "I am sorry you are feeling this way. Can you share a bit more? It sounds like you are a tremendous pain and you can't see a way out. Maybe you are wondering how life got this complicated and difficult. Right now, you are not sure of the answers to the problems you are facing. You must really be hurting inside to consider ending your life. While your teen is struggling with thoughts of suicide, remove or secure guns you have at home. Half of youth suicide occur with firearms, and suicide attempts with firearms are almost always fatal. Teens and adolescents almost always use a gun found in their house. Medications and other risks. Of course, guns are not the only means of suicide. Your child might seek out prescription medications, and over-the-counter drugs can pose hazards during a suicidal crisis. Keep medications locked away. Ask your child for treatment. Focus on creating hope. Combination of steps to reduce mental health symptoms and thoughts of suicide: medications, talk therapy, and stress-reducing techniques such as yoga, meditation, or journaling may be part of the plan. Practical tips for students: reach out for help. Talk to a trusted adult if you or a friend is struggling, be a listening ear. Sometimes just listening can make a huge difference. Stay connected. Engage in activities that keep you connected to friends and supporting adults. Encourage them to see family and friends and keep an eye on social media. Although more quiet time might be needed at first, gentle encouragement to hang out with family, friends, and neighbors will be helpful. Encourage sleep and exercise. Sleep is important for baseline mental health. Encourage healthy sleep habits and physical activity eases mental health symptoms and support your child's wellness plan. Exercise will elevate your teen's mood by stimulating the production of endorphins, natural substances in the brain and body that help balance out stress and manage pain. Support higher levels of serotonin, another brain body substance that leads to positive mood and restful sleep. Remind each other that this will take time. Encourage your child, encourage your friend to be a patient and self-forgiving. They have been through a lot, but with the right care and support, you will both see improvement. So remember and believe me, communication is key when discussing suicide prevention with teens. Listen without judgment, validate their feelings, and offer support and resources. Thank you so much.